Hello and welcome to Run Steve Run. Today I'm competing in Ayrshires answer to the London Marathon, the premier event of the Kilmarnock running calendar. It's Roon the Toon 2025. Can I finally beat that sub 50 that's eluded me the last two 10Ks? Will the queue for the toilets be longer than Scott Hare's list of head-to-head victories? You can find out this week on Run Steve Run. And just before we start, let's have a look at that toilet queue and see what I was dealing with. Look at the length here, absolutely ridiculous. And after stupidly eating a massive dessert last night, I very nearly had to make some unwelcome memories crouched in the bushes. Fortunately, I did make it to the front of the queue on time, however, that didn't leave me very much time to get to the start line. I've tried to make my way through a very busy crowd, but with over 2,000 runners passing through a fairly narrow start, I had to start quite near the back. I'm going to wave to Megan just before we reach the start line, but that is us just about underway. I'm absolutely psyched up and ready to go for this one. The atmosphere and crowd support will be fantastic. It really has got that big race day feel, and on top of that, the roads at Kilmarnock are all closed off, so we get to run through the town centre twice unimpeded by traffic. Looking at the map, we'll start at the Ayrshire Athletics Arena on the outskirts of Killy before heading straight into the town centre. On the first visit to the town centre, we'll turn left at the court and we'll head towards Rugby Park, Kilmarnock's football stadium. Once we get there, we'll turn left at this fork and then complete a loop around the countryside before returning to the same fork and then back into the town centre. Instead of heading back to the Athletics Arena straight away though, we'll swing up round the one-way system and then past the train station, back down Kilmarnock's main pedestrian area, King Street. Once we rejoin the same road that led us to the town centre at the beginning, we'll then return all the way back to the Athletics Arena, where we will meet the finish line. Before the start of the race, I went and lost the clip that attaches my camera to my hat, so I had to literally tie my camera to my hat using a Velcro strap. In the end, the footage wasn't too bad, apart from there being a bit of a horrible clicking noise that I've tried to minimise, but at the time it felt there was a lot of movement, so as you can see just now, I've taken the hat off and I'm trying to tighten up that strap. Not sure I actually improved anything, but at least I didn't make it worse. I'll spend a good minute or two adjusting things, taking my hat on and off and trying to fix what essentially stays exactly the same anyway. I'll need to stop pissing about soon though if I want to hit my targets for today. While I mess about trying to fix things, let's talk about my targets. Firstly, I want to run the fastest 10k of the year, which was 50 minutes and 28 seconds ran at the Troon 10k last month. Going sub 50 would also be a big tick in the box for the year, and if I get one I really should get the other. I do also have one eye on my overall PB, a 46 minutes and 3 seconds, which I actually set at this event last year. It was considerably cooler last year and I'm a little bit fatter, but you never know. I'm going to set off at 5 minutes per kilometre and just try to maintain a reasonable heart rate of around 180 beats per minute while doing it. And then if all is going well, I'll try to gradually increase the pace in the second half, hopefully bringing me comfortably under 50 minutes overall. Definitely want to avoid what happened at the Land of Burns 10k, where I blew up after hitting 190 beats per minute in the first couple of kilometres. Scott Hare is here today, but given my last minute toilet escapades, he started about 3 minutes in front of me, leaving with the first wave, so it would be something of a miracle if I catch him. If it had been the other way around and I had a head start, it would have made pretty interesting viewing to see if he could actually close that 3 minute gap, and he probably could, but unless Mo Farah comes past and offers me a baccy, I doubt Scott will get any screen time today. I've switched over to the wrong side of the road to get myself some breathing space as I complete my first kilometre in 5 minutes flat. So despite the camera issues, my pacing is bang on point. I need to be careful to avoid these traffic markers. Somebody behind me is not so lucky and I hear a commotion. I glance back and I see someone has fallen right over a road cone, a proper tumble as well. I hope she's okay. Less than ideal with 9 kilometres left to go. It's still pretty busy, so I'm on the wrong side of the road again, and this time I cut the corner slightly. Not sure that's enough to get me DQ'd, but if I do manage to beat Scott Hare by a nose, he'll definitely be taking this part of the video to race officials. We've now reached the town centre, and on the left you'll see the police station. We've got St Marnock's Church and the court as well. On the right is a spot that some of you may not be aware once got over 3 million YouTube views. Some I can only dream of. That's because it was where the Cafe Hogan's used to be, which was featured on one of my favourite YouTubers' channels, Beard Meets Food. It's a channel completely based on a bearded fella eating inhuman amounts of food for prizes. Seems crazy that you'd film yourself in a situation that you very well may be sick in front of your audience. You wouldn't catch me doing that. Turning left now to head out of the town centre, and I finished my second kilometre in 5 minutes and 3 seconds, so I'm technically down 3 seconds on my goal pace, but still very much on plan. Heart rate is now in the mid 180s though, so a bit higher than I'd like, but nowhere near as bad as it was at the Land of Burns 10k, so I'll take it. Great support hanging out the window in the left for somebody called Johnny. Either that or somebody's dressed as a condom for charity. And we split off to the left at the fork in the road, and the support is fantastic. Just look at everybody coming out to cheer us on. There's a full choir singing us a song, although I can't for the life of me work out what it is they're singing. If you know, you can let me know in the comments, and while you're there, why not hit the subscribe button and make it rain me likes as well. I'll be finishing my third kilometre just up ahead, which I managed in 5 minutes and 2 seconds. I seem to be absolutely locked in the pace today. Overall, I'm 5 seconds down in sub 50 pace, but I'm very slightly up in the best time of the year so far, so doing everything I need to be doing right now. We now pass under the A77, the main trunk road from Ayr to Glasgow, and we'll leave Kilmarnock for some countryside hills. It's by no means a hilly course, but the majority of the undulations do come over the next kilometre or two. Somebody's been out with some chalk and written encouragement for the Killie Striders in the race as we approach the first wee hill. I think technically that's graffiti and therefore an arrestable offence. If it had been a Troon tourist that had written it, I would have definitely been phoning the police, but as it's the Killie Striders, I will let it slide. It's then followed by some baseless positivity, aka blatant lies. Hills are definitely not my friends. If I had friends that left me as pumped and confused as Sockhill did, we'd be more than just pals. Doesn't look like much of a gradient here, but it's actually very tiring in the legs. Another wee word of encouragement, you can do it, says yes I can, and so can this fella in the black. Somebody's had an extra spoonful of sugar in his cornflakes this morning. He's absolutely flying off up the hill. Here comes somebody else as well. In the name of the wee man, look at this. Looks like that chalk message has had one hell of an effect as a horde of runners blast past me up the hill. I mean, I'm no stranger to being overtaken in hills, but this is absolutely wild. As I reach the top of the hill, I'll hit the end of the 4th kilometre, which I managed in 5 minutes and 3 seconds, so again, pretty much bang on the money. I will be hoping for a good kick at the end, so as long as I'm only dropping the odd 2 or 3 seconds each kilometre, I should be able to make that back in the final kilometre or 2. That is as long as I can keep my heart rate reasonable. It's currently breaching into the 190s, so I'll need to settle down a bit. Coming through in the pink here is, I believe, the lady who took a tumble just about 1 kilometre in. If that is you, massive kudos for the way you've recovered and powered past everybody. As Rocky Balboa says, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit by a traffic cone and still beat low-level YouTubers. I see that guy in the black there, he's the fella who stormed past me up the hill. We are now onto the downhill though, so it's my turn to try and catch him. Quite busy here, so take my time to pick my way through and get past him. This guy in the pink has either made a grave error and took a wrong turn, or he's away for an emergency toilet break. Let's hope he didn't eat a massive dessert last night and then fail to make it to the front of the toilet queue before the race. After coming around the roundabout, we're now making our way back into Kilmarnock, and we'll come back under the A77 again soon. It's probably been the hardest kilometre so far, given the wee hills. That's reflected in my 5th kilometre, which was done in 5 minutes and 10 seconds. No terrible, but it does mean my first 5k was 25 minutes and 18 seconds, so it isn't a million miles off of what I've been aiming for, but I will now need to negative split the second half if I want to go sub 50. Managing to keep the heart rate nicely under the 190s for now. The plan is working, so no major changes needed for the second half. Just got to try and maintain and then start to squeeze the pace in the last kilometre or two. One major disadvantage to wearing a camera on my head is that I miss out on this bad boy. I absolutely loved running through this sprinkler last year. Given it's quite hot this year, it would have been fantastic, but my camera is literally falling to bits, and I'm not sure it can withstand a soaking. As I come along here, I notice a young runner having a bit of a difficult time. Not exactly sure what's happening, but she seems quite distressed, so I'm just going to stop and help her.
You're right. Just take a breath, have a wee seat, you're fine. Have a wee seat. Henny's got a drink.
She looks like she's overheating, so I get her some water, and this nice lady offers me a toddler's sippy cup.
Is it fresh, aye?
Aye, I've made it.
It's perfect, thank you. Like, you can have a drink of this, it's untouched, it's not a Wayne's not drunk with it.
Of course I make sure it's fresh, because I can't imagine that discovering you're slugging back a 3-year-old's backwash is what you need during a panic attack.
You alright? Just take it easy.
After a drink and a wee seat for probably less than she should have, the youngster's indicated she wants to run again,
Is this your first
and I
time,
decide it's probably best to stick with her for a bit.
Well, we'll just jog even slower than you think you're going to go. You just have to finish it.
We've all been there when we've pushed it too hard, and without sounding like a complete psychopath, it's actually nice to be on the other side of a blow-up for once. I remember the first park run I did, where I had a complete meltdown, and a big fella called Stuart McRoberts came along and helped me, just running beside me, chatting away, offering encouragement, much like I'm doing today. It helped no end, and it actually beat Scott Hare that day. Unfortunately, my 10k PB attempt is probably humped, but well, I've done the right thing. I'm basically a hero when you think about it. Let's see what kind of damage playing Captain Samaritan has done to my race time. My 6 kilometre took me 5 minutes and 42 seconds, so no terrible, only 1 minute down overall. The plan now is to keep running alongside until she's settled and looking comfortable, and then we'll see what I've got left in the tank. We'll get a wee refreshment up here as the volunteers are handing out water. Gets a wee bit congested, so I'm going to take the pit lane around the back before rejoining the road again. Yet another illegal course cut, but at this point I have no fucks to give. I rejoin the young runner in just a second, who is pushing pretty hard. Kudos to her, she's really putting in a great effort and has bounced back well.
Slow down a bit before your breathing gets too much. I don't mean to tell you what to do, you know more than me.
A few times I advise my new running buddy to slow down a wee bit when she sounds like she's going to hyperventilate again. Fortunately, she listens. I'm now touching 190 heart rate for my own heart rate, so I'm not currently going much slower than I would have been if I wasn't playing support crew. I'm not sure in this situation if I'm a welcome support or whether she's hoping to lose the old fuddy-duddy, but I reckon she's probably happy for the distraction my terrible patter is providing. That's me finished my 7th kilometre. I did that in 5 minutes and 23 seconds, so again, no terrible, given I'm actually having a conversation while I'm running. Now back into the town centre, and with roughly 3/4 of the race behind us, I start thinking about getting to the finish line and getting my medal, and then I remember last year I got a Browning's Empire biscuit in my race pack, which is a great wee positive thought to motivate me, hoping that I'm getting another one this year. This video is in no way sponsored by Brownings, but Mr. and Mrs. Browning, if you're out there and you want to sponsor me, I would accept my fee being paid in Kilmarnock pies and Empire biscuits. It's getting pretty hot now. The weatherman had said it was going to be overcast today, but it's been pretty sunny throughout.
Go left here and we'll get some shade.
We'll dip to the left and benefit for the shadows being cast off the buildings as we make our way down King Street. That's my 8th kilometre now finished, and we've done that in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Heart rate's eased off now too, sitting in the mid 180s. As we reach the bottom of the high street, you can see a smashing big mural on the wall across the road. That's Lady Anne Livingston Boyd, who was the Countess of Kilmarnock in the 1700s during the Jacobite uprising. I only found that out when I made this video. I've always thought it was Mary Poppins. My running buddy is looking much calmer and happier now. I think a bit of shade has done us both a world of good. Starting to feel that she's got this and doesn't need me anymore. Time for me to start cranking the speed back up and get into the 190s as I finish with some speed. Getting pretty hot now under my hat, so I'll take it off and I'll get some air in about my head. Not long to go now, I'll soon hit the long slow climb for the last kilometre, and it's not going to get any easier for here. 9th kilometre took me 5 minutes and 23 seconds, so I have begun to increase the speed, but I've got a lot left in the tank. With me, usually I'm well into the 190s at this point in the race, looking at around 52 to 53 minute finish time, so respectable, but let's push on and give it everything I've got left. "600 metres to go, and I'll get some surprise encouragement for Alan the Bullet Hare, who showed up to support me. I'm surprised Scott Hare isn't with him, given Scott finished more than 5 minutes ago. He'll be thinking I got lost again this week. You can see at both sides support ramps up as we make our way back to the athletics arena where we started. We're nearly there. I'll get a wee wave for Megan, who's recording the other angle for me. We'll soon turn around into the running track, where we'll have roughly 300 metres to run around before we get to the finish. Now hitting the 200 metre mark, so there's absolutely no point in holding anything back right now. It's pedal to the metal as I try to make as many overtakes as I can. How many overtakes do you think I'll make? Put your answers in the comments. Let's get a counter on the screen. This lady in pink is number 1, and we've got number 2 and 3 in those Kilmarnock Harriers right in front of her. Then we've got 2 other guys I'm going to go straight past as well. So that is 5 taken over in the first 50 metres. You can hear the effort I'm putting in, legs now feel like lead, but I'm just trying to stay relaxed and motor through the increasing pain as we turn the final corner. I go past another 2. Looks like I'm going to catch this fella in the black, but that Harrier in front is absolutely boosting away. And that's me going to get past him. Where is this runner came face? She's magic to a portal, but I'm hopefully going to push and get past her for 9 overtakes and across the line in a time of 52 minutes and 54 seconds. I can't say I'm disappointed. Still a decent time, and I must have racked up some good karma as well. I didn't notice until I was editing the video that Scott here actually drew my personal best, so that's us now sharing the course record, or the family course record at least, for Roon the Toon. When I finish, the first thought I actually have is to remember to pick up a large t-shirt this year. Ambitiously I went for a medium last year, but it now looks like it's painted on with a fit akin to Daffyd Thomas for Little Britain. Stupidly I forget to pick up my medal, but who cares? Because I've got an Empire biscuit waiting for me. Remember, Mr. and Mrs. Browning, it's Stephen here at hotmail.co.uk if you'd like to arrange any freebies. Well, that's me done for this week. It's been a very different one this week, and whilst I didn't meet any of my goals, I reckon there are some signs of some good fitness there. Next time I am in East Kilbride for the Calder Glen Harriers Trail Running Festival. Will I win? Will I get lost like last week? You can find out next time on Run Steve Run.